Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Marvellous Monday. Hope you're well, folks. If you think you're in the wrong place, this is the wrong podcast, this is the wrong live view. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Hope you're all awesome and well. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're awesome. Morning, Kevin. A couple of the early birds up and at it already. Good to see. Morning, mate. Hello. Facebook user, whoever you are. Morning. Good to see you, folks. Welcome along to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Out and about today, going down to my studio to record a few things for the holidays. And Christmas around the corner. While things are warming up, do the intros as always. You know the drill, folks. Jason Witten's my name. Most of you know that already, but if you don't, if you're brand new, hello, welcome. And this is where we hang out. We talk a little bit about sorting out some stuff, sorting out some fact from some fear out in the world of property investing and investors who are trying to make the right decisions to build their property portfolio. So welcome along. If that's you, you're in the right place. If it's not you, then move along. Adios. Anyway, there you go. Hey, this morning I thought I might talk about a little concept that I've been refining with the help of a few very smart people, and over the years as an investor, as a strategist when it comes to wealth, especially property wealth. The high-level strategies, the ideas, the strategy of the actions is pretty important. And if we make sure we grow our wealth in these 5 weapons of wealth arenas, regions, I've seen them do amazing things over the years. So I thought I might share that with you today and I've been sharing these ideas for many years in one way, shape, or form. But I put it a bit together in a way that hopefully we can understand or make a little bit of a sense of it, folks, as we go. So let's get into it today. Thought we might have a little look at the 5 big weapons of wealth. Just do these. What do you think? Anyway, put it in the chat if you're there and you've got some time. If you're not driving, I'm driving like me, so I had to pull over and stop. But what do you think as an investor? Morning, Brad. Now, 1 or 2 of you might know these already, which is awesome. And if you don't, play along. But what are the weapons of wealth? High-level strategies, the things that we can do to create significant wealth now and into the future. And it's where do we put our money? How do we do it? What do we invest in? And where is the most efficient place for that investment as we move forward, creating the wealth that we desire? Chuck it in the chat if you think you know what they are. I've got 5 big weapons of wealth, broad definitions that I'm going to share with you. And there'll be, different scenarios on it, but I'm going to share those with you today to see, if they resonate with everyone, right? So imagine this, all right? Imagine playing Monopoly, going around and around and never buying any assets or investments that generate passive income. I don't know about you. If you're going to play Monopoly and you just go round and round buying, some appreciating assets for sure, Marcus. If you just go around the Monopoly board, just collecting $200 at good old go, right? $200 down here, and you go around and you never buy anything. You don't buy anything, and all you're trying to do is, give your money to the tax man, give money to the rich, which is the banks and the consumerism businesses, and try to stay out of trouble. That's most regular Aussies' lives. Now, and I'm not having a shot. I'm just saying, when it comes to the financial world, that's what most people do. And often they don't even know that they're doing it, folks, do they? I mean, I didn't. I certainly didn't. I spent many years, at least a decade of my working life going around, thinking, how the hell does this work? How does it, like, how do those rich people do it? And thankfully, I asked some good questions because it led me to find some answers, and they're actually pretty straightforward. But they require some focus and some coaching and some refinement and some commitment to do it as we go forward. So, can you win the game? Tell me in the chat, folks. You reckon you could win the game of Monopoly just going around, picking up $200? Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. Yeah, no. Yeah, nah. You're not going to win. All right. What are we going to do? We've got to buy some assets. You're dead right, Marcus. Marcus is right. We got to buy assets. We got to purchase those assets. And as we go, most of us have a limited amount of financial capacity to deploy, and that's perfectly fine. That's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean that you go, oh, that's it, chuck your hands up in the air, give up on this thing because I don't have enough I don't have enough income, I don't have revenue, whatever. And I say to people, most people, listen, do this here. I say to most people, you've already got enough financial capacity. We're just not using it properly. All right. Now, if you earned $120,000 and you worked for 40 years, that'll be 2.4 million in taxes you'd pay, right? And imagine you did well. Imagine, probably $180,000 isn't inconceivable over a household. Let's face it, and it could be up to $4 million worth of tax over your life that we're saying, all right, well, I end up at a place or a space at the end of my working life where, I've got a small amount of my super, maybe $200,000-300,000 if you're lucky. And then I've got, I can qualify for a pension, which on average is below the poverty line. Is that going to cut the mustard, folks? Is that going to cut the mustard? No, it's not. Certainly not going to give you, the lifestyle or the income that you dream of or think, would be worth you living after 40 years of effort as an investor or, a regular Aussie. So you guys know the drill. I know the drill. We got to put our money somewhere. Where can we put it? We can invest in businesses. We can invest in real estate. We can invest in stocks. That's fine. Where do most Aussies put their money? Well, I can tell you right now, the easiest, largest, I think, safest investment vehicle is residential real estate. You and I hang out and talk about this all the time. If you're in our coaching program, if you're part of our database, you're of the same mind, right? You're of the same thoughts. But where else, folks, are vehicles of wealth? Well, let's have a look at this, because where the money is leaves some evidence behind, right? Check this out. Residential real estate, fine. Super. Now, is that a vehicle of wealth? Well, it is. It's a framework of ownership that is what? What's the benefit of owning assets in super, folks? So this is kind of residential real estate. This is, an asset, the stock market, and you could have the overseas stock market and stuff like that. But, this is just in Australia. And then commercial real estate. This is the world of real estate. All right. So, what's the benefit of owning in this way? Well, this is a low tax environment to a zero tax environment. If you do it right, owning a piece of residential real estate, yes, well, you can have some low tax stuff as well. So what does that lead us to? And it leads us to what I call the 5 big weapons of wealth. Now, for some of you, if you're PAYG on the call, then 4 of these apply. If you're business owner, then 5 of these apply. Okay. And think about this. Now, we've got 27, what we call the Super 27 wealth strategies that we teach our business owners and our high net worth investors. But here's the big 5. If you just did these big 5, folks, you would knock it out of the park for your wealth into the future. Okay. And I've put them in sequence, and it doesn't mean that's the sequence you have to do them in, by the way. But follow along. And some of you already know this. Right? Okay, the tax-free principal place of residence upgrade plan. Why do I like your principal place residence, especially if you are unlocking the equity and using it as you go? Chuck it in the chat, folks. What is this absolute golden nugget, right? Because for most people, they're using about 30% of their income to buy and own and keep a principal place of residence, folks. All right, and it's usually after tax income. But what's the value of a principal place of residence? Because it doesn't create an income directly, does it? A PPR, and it doesn't give you tax deductions as you go directly. But Alex is on it, right? No capital gains tax. It's tax free, folks. It's tax free on a sale. Now, this one's a longer term one, and we're sort of looking at our future wealth. And, I've done this before, but most people should upgrade their principal place of residence 2 to 3 times over a lifetime, let's say over 40 to 50 years, and upgrade into a significantly more valuable property as their incomes go up. And especially, usually between 40 and 50, your income peaks. You should be peaking for your acquisition. Why? Because let's say we coach people all the time, at 65, 70, you're downsizing your principal place of residence, folks. Instead of selling that property that you owned for 30 years, the same one, right, or 40 years, the same one for $1 million, you're selling that property that you've upgraded 3 times for $6 or $7 or $8 million, right? Capital gains tax free, by the way. Where you put that money, you could do some other stuff. Tax free income plan. Your super can generate 0 tax income up to 1.9 million in the future. Have you got a plan? It's the only place you can generate tax-free income, genuine income tax-free. And if you don't have that plan, it's a massive big weapon of wealth. 1.9 million capital gains tax-free, 1.9 income tax-free, folks. Income tax-free. Crazy good. Now, this one's for business owners. Your business sale as business owners can be tax-free, right? If you structure it right, you've got a few rules. You've got to be in business for 15 years, et cetera, et cetera. You can buy commercial property, by the way, folks, and you can run your business from it. And that could form part of your business sale into the future. And that property could be tax-free. All right. Now, that one's for business owners. And many of you know that one. A few of you on the call already today. Principal place of residence, your super, commercial property, tax-free. Now, debt mastery plan. How do you master debt? Well, folks, in the future, your debt will be your debt on your properties will be low. Your properties will start to be quite positive cash flow. However, most wealthy people continue to buy more assets to keep their cash flow neutral, right? So on paper, they don't earn any direct cash. It's from tax deductions back, and they live off their equity, folks. Their equity. Now, I don't have time to talk about that one today, but if you owned a $10 million portfolio and it went up 3 to 5% per annum, on average over time, well, you could use 1 to 2% of its equity forever and never end up in a negative situation when it comes to your cash flow or your lending, right? So that's what the wealthy and the rich do. That's what happens as we go. And the last but not least, which is my favorite, I call it the automatic investment plan, the AIP. You've got to install it, folks. You've got to install a behavior that is automatic with a plan. All right, you're going to buy 5, 6, 8 investment properties, and you're going to keep them for the future. All right, as we go. So the big 5 weapons of wealth. That's what I call them. Hopefully that makes sense when it comes to your world of investing as well. And how do you do that? Well, obviously, I'm a big fan of making sure you get some coaching, get out there and make sure that you're talking to the right people. Yeah, talking to the right people in the right place, because I can tell you, talking to a financial planner or an accountant or someone who isn't creating wealth or using these strategies is probably the wrong person. Anyway, could be. If they're not helping you get wealthy, not quite sure what you're asking them. Anyway, that's for another discussion. That's for another day, folks. That's for another day. Anyway, that's it from me this morning. Wealth Coffee Chat done and dusted. Join me again tomorrow for another one. Going to hang out and do another Wealth Coffee Chat tomorrow. So till then, folks, remember, this thing's a bit of a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time to build your property portfolio. Make sure you focus on the longer term plan. Anyway, there you go, folks. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Bye for now.